Hi, here we are at Wondercon 2018 with Kristine Huntley. We just saw her come off the panel here at Wondercon. So tell me a little bit about what it is that you do, Kristine.
So I am a TV writer. I've worked on shows like Mind Games, Freakish, and an untitled one on Go 90 that is coming sometime this year. So, yeah.
Would you say your strengths are, I'm not familiar with those shows, are they comedic, are they more, what is your forte?
They're really drama, definitely genre. I love science fiction and, anything. Freakish is kind of like, it's a cool sort of teenage Walking Dead. It's a really fun show and just something I had so much fun working on.
You said that you love science fiction. What is it that drew you to science fiction? Is it something that you were into when you were younger? Or?
Yeah, I found Star Trek in syndication when I was, I think, 7 or 8 years old, and I fell in love with it and just couldn't get enough and watched the original series, and then they started Next Generation, and I was like, this is incredible. So, I mean, I really grew up on that. And then also Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Of
so,
course.
just my favorite show.
When you were watching all of these shows and they were inspiring you and you went into this fantasy world, do you think, I'm going to create a fantasy world like that, I'm going to do this for a living?
I mean, very much like yes, eventually. It was sort of like, that's what I want to do. And so I was like, well, how do I make that happen? And so I moved out here like everyone does and sort of found my way into scripted TV and have loved every experience I have had doing it and hope to have many more.
Is that, when you were on this panel today, were you hoping to inspire the young writers, like say you in that chair on the other end? Is that what you were hoping to do today?
Very much so, and also just to give them a realistic perspective, because I think there's a lot of mystery surrounding, what it means to be a TV writer and how it works exactly. So I wanted to give them a realistic perspective so they didn't think, oh, you just moved to town and somebody hires you right away. But the perseverance can pay off, and it does if you really are determined to make it happen.
So absolutely encouraging them and being like, don't let the downs get you because the ups are so great.
Absolutely, and encouraging them to know that the downs are part of it, that is part of it, so that when you're feeling down and going, oh my gosh, everyone I know has a job and I don't have a job, that's just the ebb and flow of it, and that, you'll have a job again. So.
What would you say is your absolute favorite part about being a TV writer?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. I love writing dialogue. I love writing the way people speak to each other and how much can be said in either very little or very quick scenes. I just love dialogue and the way people talk.
Do you find that you find yourself editing yourself when you're talking?
Somewhat, sometimes. Like, you want to pull back and, make sure you're saying things well and being articulate, because when you're writing, you want to make sure you're writing it well. And so I find myself definitely listening more to the way people talk, just so that when I'm writing, I'm not only writing people talk like me. So.
When you're watching like other TV shows, do you find yourself like more focused on what they're saying in the writing, or do you let yourself go and just kind of be in the show?
Yeah, I do notice it is definitely different since I've become a TV writer. I definitely watch and I'm more aware of, oh, we're leading up to an act break. And so usually, I can tell before it happens that, oh, that's the scene before we go to commercial or something like that. So I do watch differently, but I do try to have shows where I'm like, I'm just watching for the pure enjoyment of it. I'm going to turn off that part of my brain and just see what happens.
Another yet successful woman writer here in the entertainment industry in Los Angeles, California. Thank you so much, Kristine.
Thank you.